I have very little restrictions when it comes to trying new food, and live animals would be one of them. Parame! This is Fatal Tutunjan coming to you from Seoul, South Korea, specifically in Gwangjang Market. Today we're going to be, let me get the introduction and then I'll come back and tell you what we're doing today.
Let's get brief history of the market first before we get started. So this is Gwangjang Market, one of the biggest old food markets we have here in Seoul. It dates back to 1905 when King Gojang decided to open up a warehouse market. And during that time, we're under Japanese rule. So they ended up taking that market over, which we know today is Namdaemun Market. So a little bit south of here. And so in reaction to the seizure of that market, a few wealthy Korean investors and merchants decided to employ minds together to start the Gwangjang Corporation July 1905. So they pulled together about $100, which equals about $15 million today. They took that money and they opened up another market, which is right over here called Dongdaemun Market. In 1959, they ended up building Gwangjang Market, which is a small shopping center in the middle of Dongdaemun Market. In 1962, they ended up separating the two markets in Dongdaemun Market and Gwangjang Market. So this is actually the first market to open every day. It is sold today, so 365 days a year. So after the first all-you-can-find market, they anything from soap, bedding, clothes, groceries, and seafood. And so typically back in the day, a lot of the newlywed couples would come here and shop their new homes, just because it was just a one-stop shop.
He explained it way better than I would have. So this is Mike from It's So Good. I will include all his information in the description. I found him on Airbnb Experience, so I will include that link as well. In case you guys want to come and experience this. This is my first time doing a market in South Korea, and honestly, it would be a little bit overwhelming without a local guide. So I really wanted to tag along with him and let him lead the way to understanding what are the best things to try here.
On beans right here, so they soak them in water to soften up the beans a little bit, and they throw it to the stone grinder. They have to use a stone grinder because it grinds it up to finest. Doesn't grind up fine enough, then I won't try out crack. That is better. We don't throw in actually starch and the thickness into it. It's actually gluten-free as well. And then they throw it to the big blue tub. They'll hand mix with the bean sprouts, try some leeks. So these big ones are the famous ones, the vegan ones. And then the smaller ones that show up there are the pork ones. And then this is the star of the market. Most people recognize it because of the Netflix special. And ever since she's come on there, saw tourists that sit around here. Been going to her for about 11 years now. So before she went on Netflix, it's literally the only local that sat around here. Maybe one or two random tourists that would randomly sit down without knowing that it's best noodles and the best complex in the market. So usually all the other stalls usually open up at about 11 a.m., close at about 10 p.m. She usually gets here at about 7 in the morning so that she can hand make all the dumplings. So the white greenish ones are the pork ones, and then the orange ones are the kimchi ones, which are actually vegetarian. And she's known for her hand-cut noodles. So she has two different types. She has the hand-cut noodles and a hand-pulled noodle. Personally, I prefer the hand-pulled noodle just because the texture is a little bit chewier, a little bit more fun to eat. The broth is made out of dried anchovy and dried shrimp, and then she splits vegetables about onions and squash into it.
I'm very hungry and also very excited to try this food right now. I saved up my appetite since the morning for this moment right here. So no pressure, but I'm really excited. So I actually didn't know about the Netflix special. Apparently it's called Street Food. I will check it out after this, and apparently this place was featured in there. So I'll check it out. Okay, so we're starting with the kimchi one. My chopstick holding abilities will be tested. Okay. Whoops. I'm not the best with this.
Metal. These are hard to eat.
The metal ones, they slippery more, yeah.
Flat.
Yeah.
I was like, they're very flat, so it's hard to do.
I'm glad to hear that.
Mm. It's spicy, but it's really, really good. Let me show you inside. Mm. I'm glad they offer barley water and water here because I'm gonna need it. Okay, it's time to try the pork.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. I mean, I
The
think
combination of spices in this one, this is perfect. This is exactly what I love. And the soy sauce that I added to it. I'm sorry, my mouth is full, but I'm really excited. This is really, really good. That was such a good start. It did not disappoint. It was worth for me to have just a tiny, teeny lunch to save my appetite. And this is just the beginning, so there's more to go. Okay, I didn't know we're trying this today. Are you ready to know what it is? It's pindatak. I'm so excited for this. It's mung bean pancake. The reason why I wanted to try this when I came to Korea is because there's a whole episode on it in Kim's Convenience, and I really love that show.
Okay, see you.
And I've been excited to try it. So, yay! I've been manifesting this for years, basically. It's so good. It's kind of exactly what I imagined the taste would be. It reminds me a little bit of arja that we used to make in Aleppo. That has nothing to do with this, but basically that was like eggs and parsley deep fried. It kind of gives the same vibe. It's not the same thing, but really, really good. So happy. My dreams have come true. We're now in the beef tartar alley where we'll try some beef tartar with egg on top and also live octopus. Apparently they cut the tentacles and then they put it back in the water and they grow back, so they don't necessarily kill it off. But I personally will not be partaking in this one, but I'll try the beef tartar.
So usually age is very important in Korea. So the youngest person at the table is kind of like the slave at the table. So at a Korean barbecue, they have to cook everything, then before everybody's drinks, make sure everybody's table is all happy. The oldest person at the table gets treated like the king or queen. And since they get treated like the king or queen, they have to pay like the king or queen. So they pay for all the chat. So we always want to be kind of like middle in age, want to bring friends to get the best of both worlds. And then together, kind of make a sauce out of it. Then the Korean pear underneath it, you just want to take each bite with the Korean pear, just because it helps with the flavor and also the texture as well. I just want to dip in your sauce, right? So, and then you guys can also make wraps with it with the dry seaweed as well. You can do the beef, you can do the beef and the octopus both. It's all up to you guys. No rules per se. So,
John. John, come there. Get us.
what do we do with that?
So this soju tastes a lot like vodka for me. I'm not a huge vodka drinker, but I'm glad I got to try it, and cheers with you guys. I'll try it again. I mean, I'll drink it again. You know what they say when in Korea? I don't know. Do they say that? Does anybody say that? Did this already get to me? I don't know. But let's eat.
I've seen a lot in Jarvis, and they drink local.
Now this is my type of thing. I really love beef tartar. This is really good beef.
so you always
Okay, she's going in. It's escaping you.
Triangle.
I've never seen it. Brave Yarn. I've heard of that one. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, well, no, it's trip on side too. Yeah,
She's pretty nice. That character.
We have to chew it all the way, he said. Do you like the taste?
Should be, at least for
almost certainly been every
like an experience and slime a little bit. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually, oh, there's water coming down from the ceiling, but I'm actually really enjoying this tour. And you guys know I do a lot of tours, but Mike's energy is really contagious and it's making us feel like we're here all together hanging out as friends. And I got a really good group, so I think that also I got very lucky with that. But really enjoying this and really recommend you guys coming in, even though whoops, I stepped on something. Even though I'm showing you guys the food, but being here and experiencing it is really different. So hopefully you guys get to come visit and join this tour. Now we're gonna move to some desserts and then back to some savory food. So let's go. I think this is also deep fried. It's really hot. It's a very sugary pancake. Really good though. It's very fluffy and cozy. Ooh. Oh, it's hot. That was a mistake. This has custard in it. There's also the option for red bean and cream cheese, but I got the custard one. It looks like a little walnut. It's like a fancy eclair. It didn't just look like walnuts, but it also has walnuts in it. I just discovered that. It looks like we're in the textile section of the market now. Very different vibes. I'm including vibes now in my vocabulary. It's happening. I've done it before. I'm doing it again. It's working out for me. I'm going on a tangent here. I think that drink really got to my head. I'm really full. But now we're taking a break from food and we're going drinking. We're in the alleys here. So I'm excited for that part.
Brewed in the same way as beers. So it's made out of 3 main ingredients. It's made out of rice, yeast, and water. So the yeast is not the typical yeast you guys think of. It's not like a brewer's yeast. It's different yeast that we make here in Korea. It's traditionally made out of wheat. So we take wheat, we dry it up, make it into a paste, form it like a disc wheel. We let it sun dry for a few days. We let it air dry like a wooden shed for a few more days. So something called noodle. And so noodle is something that's live enzyme, bacteria, yeast type of thing. Kind of similar to the starter for kombucha. So all of these drinks all have probiotics inside of them. Some of them actually have prebiotics inside of them. It's like a healthy way of getting drunk.
It's very fizzy. I kind of like it. Here we have a dried fish. We're trying some other drinks, and we have beer. This is turning into a party. John. I like this one. It tastes like apricot, like Armenia, you know? It's a bit sweet and garlicky at the same time. I love this chicken.
I mean, I can imagine trying. I don't think I could actually get through it.
So back in the day, there were wooden carts. that people would push around from town to town. They would come to you, and then you would stand and you would drink. Eventually, they started adding on wooden stools and started adding on food, so you can sit comfortably, you can eat and drink. So obviously now they're all stationary now, so we all go to them. So if you walk about 2 blocks on that way, there's a street that goes to the left over there. So that's the original area where all the food tents all started from, back in like the Joseon Dynasty days. So like back then, it's much like randomly parked carts, dirt roads and things like that. So let's fast forward to like 1970s. So like back then, so that was like the main clubbing district over there. So back then, they would basically close off these streets right here, put as many tables they wanted. So came to these food tents kind of like pregame. So eat and drink, hang out tables next to you, make friends with them, party with them together. Eventually, I'll go to the clubs together. You go to the clubs, you go pick up a guy or girl, and then back then there are no cell phones. It's like, okay, meet me at this food tent at this time. If they didn't show up, these are kind of like your modern day bartenders. Like, oh, here's a bottle of soju, on a house. There's more fish in the sea, try to make you feel a little bit better. If you made a new boyfriend or girlfriend, you came here to celebrate. If you broke up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, you came here to maybe celebrate or commiserate, depending on how the breakup went. So you kind of seen all the Korean dramas, everybody getting hammered, stumbling home, somehow getting like a lucky piggyback ride on the way home because everybody lives on the street in every single Korean drama for some weird reason. But now the government's taking over now, so they've regulated it. So they've given out a certain number of licenses now. So you'll notice these aunties that are pretty old. Once they die, the license dies with them. They can't pass up to anybody else. They can't pass up to their children. So these are the last generation. And so the government's like generic excuses that it's unsanitary, making the streets look dirty, but it's basically just their generic excuse just to gentrify the entire area. Next are the chicken hearts. So if I didn't tell you that they were hearts, you would think that it's beef. It looks like beef, it tastes like beef. It's usually most people's favorites. It's one of my top ones as well. It's really, really good. Juice. It's the first character supposed, so somek. So this is a drink for people who don't like soju and for people who don't like beer and for people who want to get hammered. So it's basically a drink for everybody. So usually for the first round of somek, we do a celebratory shot to celebrate that we're drinking somek, which sounds kind of ridiculous. We're all kind of raging alcoholics here in Korea, so it kind of makes sense in a way. So the ratio is a little bit smaller, so you guys can shot it. You don't have to if you don't want to. But it's what we do in Korea for the first round. So we do this to mix it up and to lighten up. So it's one of the few times you want plenty of foam because it makes it easier to drink the shots.
Really?
So yeah.
Fizz out.
No.
Let's the fizz out.
You want it?
Yeah. So you guys can shot it or sip it. It's all up to you guys.
Tipper, what did we say?
John.
Do they normally do the?
I'm not doing a shot.
For every drink, right? Usually. So yeah, she knows rules.
Oh, it tastes like beer.
Yeah. It's like a
Beer.
like. Do you guys want the same? Yeah.
One more.
Everyone took it as a shot.
It's a shot. Beer's not a shot.
Again, yeah.
So most people would probably say like their favorite K dramas are usually Goblin and Crash Landing on You. Like those are probably like the two. Yeah, like Goblin's a little bit older. Like it's not like super old. But like if you're going like older, like I would say like My Sassy Girl.
Say girl.
All of these sound amazing. Just based on
So-
what I know, right?
Okay, so we're gonna continue eating and drinking. We're sitting here at one of the tents. I'm really enjoying my time. I really recommend this tour. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really full and I'm gonna continue eating because the food is so good. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, share, send it to someone, come to Korea. And we're almost at 10,000. Bye.